I am optimistic, yeah, and I look through some of the players that have come out after those guys, like Jack O'Donoghue, James Cronin, Niall Scannell, Sweetenham, Rory Scannell, Alex Wooten, Bill Johnson, Conor Oliver. I look at those guys and I think they're the heirs to that level, so I would challenge those players and believe they have the ability to be European Cup players for Munster, challenge to win European trophies for Munster and be internationals. And I think there's players in the academy now that I would back, some who've left this year and some who are in the academy this year, to really push to deliver on Munster's culture of winning trophies and competing for trophies, and also to be Irish internationals. So I think we have a great pedigree, and I think there's great pedigree coming through. And I think for us, the key is to focus on those players that we believe will be top-class international professionals and develop them to the best of our ability. There's 2 or 3 proposals on the table, from what I understand. The RFU is obviously working with the Welsh and Scottish unions at the moment. There is a proposal to play a competition between Ireland, Wales and possibly Scotland. The time of the season that will fit in is probably the one that's not decided yet. It possibly could be early season, it could drift into mid-season, and that is probably out of our control. So there is a competition structure to be looked at. When it will be refined and when it will be finalised, and it's probably an IRFU/WRU decision, but I know there is that level of competition. I think the other side of that is, as discussed previously, that Ulster Bank League is a vital stepping stone for our players, and we see it as such. Whatever format the A competition fits in with, I think it's important that it dovetails that Ulster Bank League and both of them work with each other. The academy players will be spread as much as possible between the clubs throughout Munster. I think it's a great achievement for our Munster clubs to have 2 from Cork and 3 from Limerick in 1A of Division 1A of the Ulster Bank League. I think it's a great sign of the competitors at our clubs, whereas probably 3 or 4 years ago we would have said, you know, maybe we were struggling a bit in that level. I think in credit to the clubs, they've actually absolutely produced in the last 2 years, so we're in a very strong position. Yeah, as usual, from an academy point of view, players will play in clubs where they get the most opportunity, and that's the key thing for academy players, where they get opportunity at the highest level possible. So there will be as best a spread as we can throughout the 5 clubs throughout the province. I think if you look across the coaches of the Ulster Bank League clubs in Munster, the quality is very, very high. And I think that's a great sign, so that we know when players are going to their clubs, they're getting excellent coaching and they're producing that on the weekend. At any level, and I think we're too small a country and a province to ignore a player or to kind of feel it, because the players moved out at a certain time that he can't come back in. Neil's a great example. Obviously the academy players are playing every week. We're screening those Ulster Bank League games every week, and obviously Neil has been a standout for Garryowen for the year, and probably for the last 2 years really, and I think he's rightly been recognised by the senior coaches. He's a guy that, you know, probably in the last 2.5 years was gone beyond academy level, and rightly so. He's been correctly awarded with a senior contract, and I all think we're in Munster Rugby Academy and senior staff are delighted that we've been able to pick a guy out of a Munster club player to come into our Munster senior setup, and I think it is a great sign. It's a kind of little marker for clubs, that club players, that if you're performing and outperforming players at that level, you will be looked at, and then if you can do it consistently, you know, you're forcing the hand, and no, it's a great sign, and we're very happy to say that if a player is good enough, we look to pick him. Munster is trying to compete at the highest level in Europe. We are looking to win European Cups. I don't think it's going to be common or regular occurrence. I think there was a one-off situation where an opportunity came for Munster to recruit 2 highly rated players in South Africa, and we took to that opportunity with the full backing of the IRFU, and knowing that in 3 years' time these players will be qualified for Ireland. You can look at our history of developing players and recruiting players. You know, we were looking for Munster players first. We would then look outside the province if we haven't got a good enough player we feel to move through our system, and then sometimes there are circumstances that arise where we can take an opportunity to bring in players from outside, and we've done that, and I think hopefully those 2 players develop and produce for Munster in the future. But it's not going to be something that's going to happen every year. It was a unique set of circumstances, and I think it will be for the benefit of Munster Rugby in the long term.